For years, my dad and I have been talking about doing a bike trip somewhere. And June of 2022, we finally got around to making that happen. For me, the ride begins in Cleveland, Indiana. I'm heading south. I dropped in for lunch at a little place called the Hobo Hut in Batesville, Indiana, hoping to see a familiar face. Instead, I stood and talked with an ex-Marine for about 30 minutes about life and motorcycles and adventures. And that sort of set the tone for this whole trip. You know, the road, the travel, the scenery. It's all beautiful, but the people that I talked to and met along the way. Just amazing. Just amazing. Sharing stories with so many different, beautiful people. My first night out, I stayed at Levi Jackson Wilderness Road Park. Nice little spot, great people, cool place to hang out for the night. Threw my hammock up. Got to cool off in the pool. That was nice. It was just a nice, quiet place to catch some rest and get a good night's sleep before hitting some seriously twisty roads all the way to Middleborough. That was a beautiful ride. And through the tunnel, into the Cumberland Gap, a town that stole my heart. And this is where I met my dad, the midway point between the two of us. We caught up with each other early in the day, grabbed some lunch and a drink, hit the twisties up to the pinnacle, and settled in at the bar, and ended up having probably the best night of the trip. You know, sometimes the stars align and you hit this flow state where it's nothing but a good time, to quote a great rock and roll song. Yeah, Cumberland Gap had that feel. After sleeping a little bit, we hit the road, heading for Marshall, Hot Springs, North Carolina, down that way. Nice smooth rides. Speaking of hitting that flow state, that's really what this morning was all about. Just coming back to reality a bit, taking in all the towns, all the people, all the stops. Enjoying this beautiful country we have. Just soaking it all in. When I was a kid, I had a reoccurring dream where I could fly. I couldn't fly like a bird. If I held my breath and clenched my muscles in just the right way, I would hover just a couple feet off the ground. It was exhilarating. And of course, you know, I'd wake up and come back to real life and try it. It would never work. I feel like a part of me has been chasing that feeling my whole life, whether it's drugs or a drone pilot or a fast car or I don't know. And the closest thing to that feeling I've ever had was getting on a motorcycle and riding. It's like flying. You become one with the motorcycle. And you're just moving through space. And that is the ultimate therapy. That is like you've had a hard day or life's throwing you a fucking curveball. Like, just get on your bike and ride. And all of that goes away, at least for a little while, you know? And you can clear your head and get back to center and figure out your next move, you know? Or whatever it is. I don't know. But it's such a zen thing to be one with this machine and flowing through the world, through this physical reality. And sometimes, when you've been doing this for a long, long time, and you're good at it, you put your toe right on the line, and you push it as hard as you can. It's like a game. We stumbled on this little stretch of road they call the Rattler. We didn't even know it existed. We were just on this road, tearing shit up, and finding that line and carving it out. And holy shit, we got after it. Pegs, boots scraping in the corners, elbows inches from asphalt, hauling ass in the straights. What a rush. What an absolute rush. All with the understanding that one mistake and its death consequences. But hey, that's life, right? Everything is death consequences. You could choke on your fish taco. You could get hit by a car. I had a friend drop of cancer like a week before I left. I went to a funeral the day before I left. One of the sweetest women I've ever known in my life. She lived a long and full life. The point is, there's no guarantee for old age. There's no guarantee for tomorrow. 10 minutes from now, shit. But live your life. Show the people that you love how much you love them. Do the shit you want to do. Don't wait. Just do it. I feel like that's what we were getting into the rest of the day. Blue Ridge Parkway is just like another dimension. This beautiful road with scenic views everywhere you look. What a treat. How lucky to live near something like that. We saw all kinds of people. Every half a mile there's an overlook, and you'd see people doing yoga or meditating or reading a book or just sitting there with somebody they love, watching the birds flow by, looking at the clouds. What a cool place to be. Our last night together was in Beach Mountain, North Carolina. After 11 or so hours in the saddle, it was nice to get off, grab something to eat. We got keyed into the local hangout where all the bartenders and serving staff hang, and we shot pool, talked to people all night, had a good time. A lot of neat people there. Had a good night's sleep and had some breakfast, and then it was time for me and my dad to part ways. He was heading south and I was heading north. We had some rain. It was wet, and that's fine. A rainy day in the mountains is better than a sunny day of straight roads here in Indiana. I really wasn't ready to leave it all. Like it's a part of me that wants to be in the hills, wants to be in the mountains. I just love it. But I can't forsake my beloved Indiana home. Running straights in these cornfields is a lot of fun. I hit a couple stops along the way, making my road home. It was about 12 hours of riding, finally made it home. Had a lot of time to reflect on all the time spent with my dad, different people, hanging out, talking. What a trip. What a great, great trip. We're gonna have to do this more often. I think we're really gonna have to do this more often. And I definitely need to get back to Cumberland Gap. I'm telling you, there's something magical in that town. Oh, I'm glad you watched my video. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're out there making your own adventures, enjoying the time we get here, right? That's what it's all about. I love y'all. Hope you're having a good one.